under fire. UKIP chief Henry Bolton has been spotted at Ashford International train station's Eurostar terminal after his model girlfriend apologised for sending racist texts about Meghan Markle. Asked if he will stand down as leader of the party, Mr. Bolton said no before stressing, "You don't know the context." His girlfriend, Jo Marnie, 25, sent a series of shocking messages in which she said Prince Harry's black American fiancée will taint the royal family with her seed and pave the way for a black king. She apologized earlier today when approached by Mail Online, calling her comments reckless and unnecessary. But tonight it has also been revealed the model made remarks about child abuse to a friend, comparing it to animal abuse to make a point. A friend of hers said those comments had been taken out of context and were part of an outrage competition. After being tracked down again at the Kent station this evening, Ms. Marnie said her racist comments were taken completely out of context. The couple quickly left the terminal when asked questions about the furor, with Mr. Bolton keen to stress he was not leaving the country. He said, "If we were leaving the country, we'd be catching probably the Eurostar from here. But we're going away from the Eurostar, aren't we?" The embattled politician then appeared to walk away from the terminal. Earlier today, Ms. Marnie told Mail Online, "I'd like to say I'm absolutely devastated by the messages that I've sent and the distress that I've caused anyone by those messages." She added, "They were unnecessary, they were reckless, they were overly exaggerated purely for effect. They were never intended to be put in the public domain, and I'd like to take this opportunity to offer my sincere and deepest apologies to anyone I've hurt and for the distress and embarrassment I've caused my family, friends and the party." The 54-year-old party leader, whose relationship with Ms. Marnie has also led to demands for him to quit, was told by UKIP West Midlands MEP Bill Etheridge after the text surfaced, "Go now. Go quietly and leave us to deal with what's left." Mr. Bolton, whose relationship with Ms. Marnie is under investigation by the party, said today that she had been suspended immediately upon us receiving this information. In a Facebook video message, Mr. Etheridge said, "It appears that we are now seeing UKIP resources, which are at best scant, being used to defend Henry's private life." He said he would step down as a UKIP spokesman if Mr. Bolton, who was elected leader last September, insists on prolonging this agony. A senior UKIP source insisted Mr. Bolton had not resigned and was not intending to tonight. Fellow former UKIP leadership candidate Ben Walker also called for Mr. Bolton to resign, accusing him of having deeply flawed judgment. Mr. Bolton tweeted this morning that he was in London and preparing to head down to London to deal with other matters. The Mail on Sunday also revealed Ms. Marnie's use of the word Negro in a message reading "This is Britain, not Africa" during a discussion about the royal engagement. In a statement last night, Ms. Marnie said, "The opinions I expressed were deliberately exaggerated in order to make a point and have, to an extent, been taken out of context. Yet I fully recognize the offense they have caused." Mr. Bolton replied to a young party member online who urged him to publicly call for Ms. Marnie to have her membership removed. "She has to go or he and at UKIP are doomed if we let this behavior happen in the party," the teenage activist said. In replying, Mr. Bolton tweeted, "Jo was suspended immediately upon us receiving this information." Peter Whittle, leader of UKIP's delegation in the London Assembly, also called for Ms. Marnie to be expelled altogether for the disgraceful remarks. Party chairman Paul Oakton said he decided to suspend Ms. Marnie's party membership immediately after he was made aware of the messages. UKIP does not, has not and never will condone racism, he told the Mail on Sunday. The report of Ms. Marnie's use of highly offensive language about people from different ethnic backgrounds comes as Mr. Bolton faces an investigation into his controversial private life by senior party officials. Mr. Bolton left wife Tatiana, 42, who gave birth to their second daughter at London's St Pancras station in 2016 after going into labour on a train, prior to his relationship with Ms. Marnie becoming public in early January. The UKIP leader confirmed that he had a change in my relationship status in recent weeks, although he denied reports that it had involved a clandestine affair with a young lady who happens also to be a member of UKIP. In a letter to members, Mr. Oakton said the National Executive Committee ruling body agreed to discuss the leader's private life at a special meeting in January. On her Twitter profile, Ms. Markle describes herself as a model, actor and journalist, as well as a Brexiteer. Ms. Markle was immediately suspended from UKIP last night after the Mail on Sunday alerted party chiefs to her grossly offensive comments. The Mail on Sunday's revelations come just days before Bolton is due to face a crunch meeting over his own future with UKIP following outrage over his new relationship. If Mr. Bolton is ousted by the party's ruling National Executive Committee on Thursday, it would leave the party having to elect its fifth leader in barely 18 months. His position looks increasingly shaky as there is no recent precedent for the partner of the leader of any political party to have been suspended from the party. One UKIP figure even predicted that the scandal could signal the end of the party, which has battled serious financial problems since Nigel Farage stepped down as leader in the wake of the EU referendum. In Ms. Markle's messages, which she sent to a male friend just 3 weeks before starting her relationship with Mr. Bolton, she sneers at Harry's engagement to Los Angeles-born Markle, who will marry Harry on May 19, on the grounds that she is a black American. Ms. Markle also describes Ms. Markle, whose mother is black and whose father is white, as a scrubber and a gender equality tea who is obsessed with race and a dumb little commoner. Alluding to ethnic minorities in general, Ms. Markle writes that they are pushing their way to the top slowly. Next will be a Muslim PM. And a black king. The ex-model, who has remained in touch with the friend she texted since starting her relationship with Mr. Bolton, tells him that she would not have sex with a Negro. When the friend asks her what is wrong with black people, she replies, "Ugly. Not my thing. Just personal taste. They don't turn me on." During the exchange, Ms. Markle, who is from Kent and describes herself as an actor and music journalist, also complains that there is an immigration problem, saying, "This is Britain, not Africa." After her friend accuses her of being racist, she writes, "Lol, so what? Not wanting other races and cultures to invade your own culture doesn't mean I hate their race. Just means I don't want their cultures invading mine." After being confronted with her texts by the Mail on Sunday last night, Ms. Markle apologized for her comments which she claimed had been taken out of context. In a statement, she said, "I apologize unreservedly for the shocking language I used. The opinions I expressed were deliberately exaggerated in order to make a point and have, to an extent, been taken out of context. Yet I fully recognize the offense they have caused. No offense was intended and, again, I apologize unreservedly for any such offense or hurt that my messages have caused to members of the public, members of UKIP, my friends, family and loved ones. I have disappointed them all and let myself down. I cannot sufficiently express my regret and sadness at having done so." Mr. Oakton said, "In light of messages that have been brought to my attention, I have taken the decision to immediately suspend her party membership pending an investigation. UKIP does not, has not and never will condone racism." Since news of his relationship broke, Mr. Bolton has repeatedly insisted that he will not resign as he is convinced another leadership contest would cripple the party. He claimed that his marriage to Miss Smirova was already over when he met Miss Markle, and has said, "I have no doubt I'm going to come out of this, and Joe and I are going to come out of this as a couple, stronger than we went into it." Before the racist texts emerged, Mr. Oakton said that Mr. Bolton and the party were keen to work collectively in finding a resolution that best protects the future prospects of UKIP following the scandal over the relationship. Mr. Farage quit after the 2016 referendum, saying he had achieved his political ambition. He was followed as leader by Diane James, who lasted just 18 days after feuding with the party's old guard. Mr. Farage then returned briefly, to be succeeded by Paul Nuttall in November 2016. Nuttall resigned after 7 months following the election, when UKIP's polled less than 2%. Steve Crowther took over until Mr. Bolton was elected in September. He has failed to lift UKIP's poll ratings above 4%. Mr. Oakton said Mr. Bolton now finds himself with a difficult decision to make and is expected to decide on Sunday what to do to help remedy the situation. He told BBC's Sunday Politics, "I think it is very clear that Henry is increasingly in a position where he's got some difficult decisions to make. Mr. Oakton, who declined to give his own views on Mr. Bolton's current situation, said the party needs to be behind our leader 100% in taking that battle, for Brexit, forward. He said, whether or not the party decides it is willing to give that support to Henry is for the party to decide. The party's National Executive Committee will meet next Sunday. Asked by the Press Association whether Mr. Bolton should resign, former UKIP leader Nigel Farage declined to comment. Former leadership candidate Suzanne Evans told BBC News: "It's just another scandal on top of scandal after scandal with Mr. Bolton. I understand he is considering his position today." Please subscribe channel. Thank you for watching.